What is up, y'all? It's your boy Charles on World. Thank you guys for watching this video. Found this very interesting excerpt from an audio book called Original Gangsters. It's a book about West Coast hip hop movement in the 80s and the 90s. But I found this interesting story about MC Ren. Let's check it out, and I'm gonna give you my commentary after we come back. Hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate it, guys. Subscribe to Charles on World. Here we go.
Following a July show in Birmingham, Alabama, MC Ren was accused of raping and impregnating a 16-year-old girl named Sheila Davis on the group's tour bus. She did not file criminal charges, but sued Ren, who had just turned 20, along with Easy, Yella, and Dre. Cube was not named. The case was originally settled for $350,000, but the NWA members refused to pay. One of their lawyers, Louis Sirkin, offered a sworn statement that the musicians didn't approve the settlement, prompting a circuit judge to levy fines of $16 million on the group. This decision was reversed, and the case was scheduled to be retried. But it was resolved definitively out of court in 1993, with the woman, now 20, telling the Tuscaloosa News she was very happy with the settlement, which was reportedly $2 million. For his part, Ren was never charged with or convicted of rape. Davis's lawyer, Gusty Yearout, told the Daily Beast in 2015 that the four NWA members were polite when he came out to LA to take their depositions. That is, with the exception of Easy. Eazy-E was kind of a smartass during the deposition, Yearout said. He said things like, Ren would never rape anybody without wearing a prophylactic.
Whoa.
The business of censorship. The rape allegation didn't make many headlines, but a few months later, the group found itself caught up in the rap controversy of the decade. On August 1st, 1989, Priority Records president Brian Turner received a piece of mail at the company's offices, printed on Department of Justice stationery. A song recorded by the rap group NWA on their album entitled Straight Outta Compton encourages violence against and disrespect for the law enforcement officer and has been brought to my attention. I understand your company recorded and distributed this album, and I am writing to share my thoughts and concerns with you. Advocating violence and assault is wrong, and we in the law enforcement community take exception to such action. Violent crime, a major problem in our country, reached an unprecedented high in 1988. 78 law enforcement officers were feloniously slain in the line of duty during 1988, 4 more than in 1987. Law enforcement officers dedicate their lives to the protection of our citizens, and recordings such as the one from the NWA are both discouraging and degrading to these brave, dedicated officers. Music plays a significant role in society, and I wanted you to be aware of the FBI's position relative to this song and its message. I believe my views reflect the opinion of the entire law enforcement community. The letter was signed by FBI Chief Spokesman Milt Ulrich. Ulrich's message was strange. It didn't accuse the group of breaking the law. They weren't. And it didn't threaten any specific repercussions, which would have likely been unconstitutional. The letter didn't even mention any specific NWA songs, though it was clearly referencing Fuck the Police.
Oh man, anyway, y'all. What do y'all think about that? That was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was interesting. I didn't know MC Ren got caught up in a I don't want to even say the R word. In an R word, you can't say I guess they already say it in a rape case. That's crazy. I didn't know that went down with him.
Support the channel
Wow.
and let a brother borrow $1.
She probably lied about her age. She probably 16. You know, at the time they were like the hottest chick in the world. So she probably lied about her age. And then when she thought that MC Ren wasn't going to be her boyfriend, then she "Oh, I'm 16." That happens so many times, man. Young girls lie about their age just to get with a dude. Then when stuff don't go their way, then they give the person their real age. And then I'm gonna go tell the police. That happened to a, you know what? That happened to a guy I knew. He was messing around with this girl, and a lot of times these young girls develop way quicker than um a lot of the older women. Like they be developed. You know what I'm saying? So they
You
will
just showed your city council that blacks,
lie about
whites,
their age.
Mexicans, and
You know what I'm saying?
Orientals
They'll lie
can
about
get
their
together
age
for a concert without killing each
just
other.
to get with a dude that's older
In the cities where they were
because they
allowed to
like him.
perform,
And then
NWA's
once
stage show was
the
polished
dude
and
sleep with
professional.
him,
They had
listen, a
backup
young girl,
dancers, if you
her
can imagine
mind ain't
that.
up on game.
And Dre would get the
She's
crowd hyped with
fragile.
warm-up chants like,
She's a
just throw your
teenager.
hands in the air
So
and wave them like you're
she'll
on
lie about her
welfare.
age to get with an older dude.
Easy, who
And
acted something
then
like the
sleep with that
headliner,
older dude, not
wouldn't come
knowing
on
how to
stage
do
until
how to
about 20
act like
minutes into
they
the
be
show.
trying to betray a grown woman,
Many early shows were
but
billed
they be
as
having the feelings of a
Eazy-E
little
and
girl,
NWA.
which they are. And they
Despite
get with these
Cube's
older dudes and
pleas,
refuse to sleep
this
with them.
wasn't
And they
exactly a
realize
goodwill
that,
tour.
oh, not,
And
no,
behind the
like then
scenes,
they
life
really
on
be
the
in
road
love
was
with her and
chaotic.
slept with them.
The
Because they don't
group
know
was
how to
kicked off
handle
their
their
first
emotions and
flight for
sex and all that
arguing with a
stuff.
flight attendant.
And then they end
While they
up
showed off fake guns on stage,
dude end up
they
giving them
traveled from
equipment and
city to
stop
city
calling,
with plentiful
and they get
real
hurt.
firearms and
I thought that was
munitions.
my boyfriend.
Alonzo
Now
Williams
you
went
did that
along gun
thing.
shopping
I
beforehand.
thought that was my boyfriend.
These
But no,
guys
it
are
ain't.
buying
Then
automatic and
they get
semi-automatic
mad.
weapons to
Then
go on
well,
tour
I'm
with,
16.
he
And
said.
all the truth
I'm
is,
like,
you go to
shit,
police.
what kind of tour you guys going on,
That happened to
Vietnam?
a guy I know. He
Heller
was
made
messing
sure
around
that
with this
one
girl.
tour bus had
The
only
girl
guns,
lied
while
about
another
her
had
age,
only
ended
bullets.
up messing with her. They ended
Cube
up cutting.
insisted they
He was
needed the
being really
guns for
too.
protection.
You said,
He
I
claimed
remember
that in
never
Detroit,
forgetting.
once with
He
Ice-T,
said, I should have
local
known
gangsters came calling,
that
and
she
the
was
assault
young because
rifles
the way
came
she
out.
carried herself like a
But for
little
all their
girl.
bravado,
And I think this happened
they
when he
didn't
was
really
like
know
about
how to
25,
properly
about
handle
23,
guns,
24.
said one of the
And
Ruthless's
it was
bodyguards,
a girl in
Joe
his
Fierro,
neighborhood, and the girl
with
lied.
Dre
She
wanting to
was
shoot with his
waiting in the
hand
chair.
cocked
I remember going
sideways,
to, man,
like
I
a
remember going to
gangster.
school with some girls when I was
Though
in high
Easy had an
school,
armory's worth of
16,
weapons at his
17, and we were
disposal,
dating
including
men in their 20s.
rifles with red eyes and night
They didn't know
scopes and
he
night
wanted to mess
vision,
with us.
he had
And
no
these girls
expertise
I went to high
beyond
school with,
street shooting,
they would
said
be,
Fierro,
if you saw
a
them walking down
Vietnam
the street
veteran whose nickname
and they
was
were dressed
KJ
like, you think
Mustafa.
they was a
So on
grown ass
various
woman.
tour stops, they went to
I
firing
remember that girl
ranges,
named
with
Dana,
Fierro showing Easy how to take apart his
Shanika,
weapons and properly care for them. Fierro said he would
they
contact
had this
local
one
law
girl that went there.
enforcement
Everybody
to
thought she
try
was a
to
teacher.
smooth
I
things
forgot her
over
name.
before they
People
arrived
thought
in
she was a
town.
teacher, but she was out
And
here
so the group
looking like a
wouldn't
grown ass woman.
inadvertently wander into hostile gang
Matter of fact, I had a
zones.
crush on her. She was
Despite
a
constant
grown,
badgering
she's
from
not
the
even a year
media,
older than us.
protesters,
We was
local
about maybe
community
15,
leaders,
16. She's probably
and
maybe 17.
fake-ass
She
Jerry
might be.
curl wearing
But this woman
preachers,
like she's about
in the
her
words of
30s.
MC
She was
Ran,
developed.
the
She,
group
you know what I'm
refused to
saying? All
remove
she
Gangsta
did was she
Gangsta
really
and
liked the
Straight
guy,
Outta
and
Compton
y'all was
from their
liking her. Oh
playlists.
yeah, I'm 21.
They agreed not to
He just
perform
gonna go.
Fuck
She
the
looked like
Police,
so he just gonna go
but
with that.
things came
You know
to a
what I'm saying?
head
So
on the final night of their tour on August 6, 1989, at Joe Louis Arena in downtown Detroit, home of the Red Wings hockey team.
Jerry Heller was
The concert was headlined by LL Cool J and featured all-stars including Big Daddy Kane, De La Soul, and Slick Rick. Some 20,000 fans filled the venue. Rather than boycotting the show, the police presence was robust. DJ Speed, who was performing as DOC's turntablist, said he was spooked to see cops lining up alongside the stage. Way too many police out here, he remembered thinking, adding that they had a command center downstairs. That particular night, all our personnel were working that venue. There were close to 200 of us. We were strategically placed, confirmed Detroit Police Sergeant Larry Quartz. NWA's camp specifically promised Detroit police beforehand that they wouldn't perform Fuck the Police. But Cube said the group had been besieged that day by